What's going on, traders? It's Mike from CapitalHillFX, and in this video, I'm going to be recapping all the trades that I called live time with my premium members, over 7% profit with 3 different trades. And I'm going to go over the trading setups, how we managed it, and how we could actually learn from the trades themselves. And then we're going to go into the weekly market analysis, going over pairs that could potentially play out for this upcoming trading week. Now, I just want to express my gratitude and excitement for how the past couple months have been in the premium community. Over 25% of profit for the trades called out over the last 2 months, and it looks like March isn't slowing down either, right? So we could look back in the beginning of the year, which was 10.85% profit, and then we had the month of February, which was 14.3% profit. So like I said, near 25% profit for the year of 2023, and like I said, doesn't look like we're slowing down for March. So we're going to go into all the different trading setups and why I ended up placing trades on these certain pairs. So now let's get into the first trade that was called, which was a buy order on AUDCHF, and I'm going to go back into the Discord and show you that I actually called this trade out. And this is just the premium analysis channel that all of my premium members get access to once you get into the membership. And it's just exclusive setups and orders that I'm placing in the market. So we can see we have a buy order on AUDCHF, and I gave the whole entire explanation of why I called it. You can see it's not edited. And this was back of February 27th at 11:04 a.m. So now we're going to go into TradingView and actually get a better idea of why I placed the trade. So starting off on the daily 12-hour time frame, and if you saw my recent YouTube video that dropped, I think it was a couple days ago, I actually went over AUDCHF and GBP NZD in depth, but it's very good to be able to watch this over and over again so you get a good idea of what market structure and price action I'll be looking for in the market. So we're on the daily time frame. We can see that we've had previous reaction at this level as support. So I was just waiting for price to push into this zone and reject yet again as support. So analyzing the market structure on the daily 12-hour time frame, then we're going to go down to the hourly time frame and identify the price action so we could get a logical entry. So we could see once we actually pushed into this zone, we had a clear push back towards the upside with this nice bottom heavy wick in the position of the real body closing near the top of the candle. Then the next candle that actually proceeded, we had what happened again. Price tried to wipe out the previous lows, and then we had a bottom heavy wick and the position of the real body closed near the top of the candle. So not only did we have validation that we were respecting here as support with this one candle, but what's better than one candle? 2 candles. We had 2 candles proving that price was not going to wipe out the previous lows. We were going to end up respecting this zone as support, and that's when I actually ended up placing the buy entry. And you could see I have my stop loss right below the previous lows, right below the zone, and I had my take profit at a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. And just going back on the 4-hour time frame, just to look at the structure from a little bit higher of a time frame, we could see that this would have ended up smashing TP. I ended up exiting the trade a little bit early just because I was in GBP NZD and I had just been in huge profits on GBP NZD. And I think at this point in time when price was ranging like sort of halfway to 3/4 way to take profit, I was ranging near like 5.5 to 6% profit. So I was like, you know what? I'm completely fine ending this day with complete good profit. So that's why I ended up exiting the trade, but still, nonetheless, it was still a very good trade order. And actually, back in my trading journal, that's the exact lesson that I have is hold trade for more profits. Don't take out due to emotion. So even on your winners, you could still get lessons, right? Every single trade, you could get a lesson. Doesn't matter if it's a winner, doesn't matter if it's a loser, doesn't matter if it's break even. You could always derive a lesson from every single trade that you're placing in the market. So that was the first buy order on AUDCHF. It was just bullish price action forming around a significant daily horizontal level. Now we're going to switch to GBP NZD, which was the real breadwinner. We're going to go back to GBP NZD and start off on the daily time frame. And what did we see? We saw a super clear structure in the market that was printing and bouncing off of a significant horizontal level. And honestly, when I'm identifying significant support and resistance levels and I talk about clear intent with direction, this is the epitome of a zone that has clear intent with direction, right? Every single time, move dictionary, every single time that we come to this zone, we either react as support or resistance, right? Resistance, support, and every single time we come to it, we either bounce towards the upside or we break through and bounce towards the downside. It's no ranging around the zone, and then whenever we want to treat the zone as support, we bounce, or resistance, we bounce, right? Every single time, for the most part, that we come to this zone, we have a bounce. So I was just waiting for price to push deep into this zone and then show some bearish price action to look for potential downside movement. So again, identified the market structure on the daily 12-hour time frame. Now you know what we're going to do. We're going to go down to the hourly time frame. and we're going to identify that price action. So we can see on the hourly time frame, and if we move the zone a little bit up, just because zones aren't precise points, right? They're general zones. So we can see that price made a distinctive push up into the zone. And I always like a deep push into the zone. I don't like when price just like barely tests the zone and then it looks like price is going to head back towards the downside. So you place a sell because you're FOMOing into the trade. But then what ends up happening? Price ends up wiping out the previous highs, come in, testing deeper into the zone, stopping you out, and then going in the original direction that you anticipated. That's why it's always nice to wait for deep pushes into the zone and then identify the price action before like trying to trade a bounce off of it. So nonetheless, we could see we had a very deep push that extended into the zone. And then what ended up printing, we had a top heavy wick, position of the real body closed near the top of the bottom of the candle. Then we had a nice small little bearish push, and then price tried to wipe out the previous highs. And what were we left with? Top heavy wicks and sort of the position of the real body closing near the bottom of the candle. So I ended up placing my sell order right after this very top heavy wick in the position of the real body closed near the bottom of the candle. And then within 2 candles, we ended up hitting take profit. And this was about a 4% winner, I believe. So that was very good profit on GBP NZD. Now we're going to go on the last trade order, which was Euro NZD. So on Euro NZD on the daily time frame, we're of course going to analyze the market structure. So we could see we have a super clear daily horizontal level that price has respected as support and resistance. And again, like most of my analysis starts off with the same exact thing. The first 5 to 10 seconds starts with the same thing. We have a super clear daily horizontal level that has been respected as support and resistance in the past. If you're analyzing those types of structures in the market, it's much more of a sure thing that you're going to be able to successfully trade a bounce off of that level rather than trying to trade bounces off of hourly or 30-minute timeframes, because those higher timeframes are way more significant than those lower timeframes. So that's why I choose to analyze market structure on the daily 12-hour. And then we work our way down to those smaller timeframes. So again, daily timeframe, super clear support, super clear resistance, clear intent with direction. And then we can see more recently, we did try to wipe this zone out and actually treat it as support, failed, came back below, tried to test as resistance, failed, came back. Looks like we printed a very top heavy wick, came back below. And I was just expecting a small bounce once we actually rejected away from this zone. And we could probably see it a little bit better on the 12-hour time frame. We could see that price, again, wiped out this previous resistance zone, came back and tested it as resistance yet again. So I was just waiting for a nice little push towards the downside. So I'm going back to the hourly time frame to identify the price action. And we could see that not only did we have a lot of top heavy wicks right when we interacted with this zone the first time, but we could see we pushed even deeper into the zone. And once we met these previous highs, we were met with a lot of top heavy wicks yet again in the position of the real body closing near the bottom of the candles. And then what actually triggered the entry for me was not only we had a bearish impulsive candle, but when price tried to come back and meet these previous highs and try to wipe them out, we left a top heavy wick. And I'm going to remove the drawings just so you could see it a little bit better. You could see this top heavy wick that was presented on the hourly time frame, and I ended up placing an entry with spreads. I didn't get the best entry, but we still ended up hitting take profit once market intercession actually occurred and had positive slippage towards the downside. So 3 trades, 3 winners, resulted in over 7% profit. So a phenomenal trading week nonetheless this past week. And I believe over the past, what are we in, 8 weeks? I think 8 weeks of 2023, we've only had 1 down week. And the down week was down like 2.5%. So gives you a very good idea of the quality of trades that we've been pumping out in the premium membership. We have a free week trial, so there's no reason not to join the premium membership, which includes 2 hourly long sessions per month, completely one-on-one, going over how I could help you in your journey. Daily live trading sessions going over my analysis for any given pair that anybody wants me to go over, or any positions that I'm looking to place in the markets. And then we have 4 highly comprehensive PDFs going over things that they don't teach you in free courses, right? Psychological aspect of trading, your trading strategy, back testing, and so many different things that you will learn in those PDFs. My own trade orders. So I provide my own trade orders and exclusive setups that I don't provide for my free community. And I also provide a live trading journal where I track all of my trades live time. So definitely check out that premium membership. It is going to go up very, very soon. So those are all the trades that I placed this past week. Now we're going to go into different trading setups that could play out for this upcoming trading week. Now we're on Euro Canadian dollar. We can see on the daily time frame, we have a super clear daily horizontal resistance level where price has respected in the past, sort of floating through substructure right now. I'm going to wait for price to either meet these previous highs, come to this resistance level and spot bearish price action, or actually come down to this significant support zone and wait for price to have a little bullish bounce before looking for potential upside movement. Let's switch to CAD JPY daily time frame. It looks like we are coming to a significant daily support zone where price has reacted in the past. All I'll be waiting for is price to push a little bit deeper into this zone, wait for that bullish price action, and then look for that upside movement. Let's go to USD Canadian dollar. It looks like we are making our way to this daily resistance level slowly but surely. I do believe that we will push into this zone, but for the time being, it looks like we sort of are consolidating or ranging on the 4-hour hourly time frame. I'm going to see if price could actually wipe out these highs. It looks like we are sort of forming lower lows, but I'm going to see if we could lower highs. I'm going to see if price could actually wipe out these highs and sort of create some bearish price action around that significant horizontal level before we actually look for sells on USD Canadian dollar. Let's switch to NZD USD. This is a very interesting trading setup that I think could end up panning out right when markets open. So we can see that we're clearly creating lower highs and lower lows, but we can see that we popped below a significant daily support zone. It looks like we tried to bounce, we failed. Then price actually wiped out the structure. We tried to test that as resistance, failed, and we popped back above. And it looks like we could potentially be testing it as support. So I'm going to wait for more bullish price action to form around this significant horizontal level. And again, we're going to go down to the hourly time frame because we want to spot that price action on the hourly. And I think it's always very important to identify smaller structures around the large structure. So we have our daily zone right here, but if we go down to the hourly time frame, we could identify other structures where we want to see price react with. So I like these previous lows that price has recently reacted with. I'm just going to wait to see if price could actually pull back towards these previous lows and spot some type of bullish price action, whether it be bottom heavy wicks or the position of the real body near the top of the candle. If we get those types of candle closures around this significant horizontal level, I will definitely be looking for buy positions on NZD USD. Let me place my alert right at these previous lows, just so I'm notified whenever price does come back to that significant horizontal level. Let's switch to Euro AUD daily time frame. We can see we sort of have a break and retest of a significant daily horizontal structure. We can see this structure was treated as resistance a lot and even support previously. We can see we wicked here, bounced towards the upside, failed to wipe out these previous highs, came back to the support zone, wiped through the zone, actually tested as resistance and then wiped through, came back, tested as resistance yet again, and it looks like we are coming back to test it as potential support. Going down to the hourly time frame, I'm going to see price actually come back and test these previous lows where we've tested before. Again, just trying to identify smaller structures in the market around this significant daily zone. And I'm just going to see if price could actually test these previous lows and then leave some type of bottom heavy wicks with the position of the real body closing near the top of the candle. GBP JPY, last high priority setup that I'm going to be providing, is pretty much just a bounce at this significant daily resistance level. And a lot of you may be like, well, this zone is really broad, right? That's okay, because we're going to identify the price action on the hourly time frame to get a better idea of where price is actually going to interact with. So just waiting for price to push a little bit deeper towards these previous highs. And then on the hourly time frame, I'm going to wait for those top heavy wicks and the bearish candle closures before looking for potential downside movement. And we could even see how far price has extended in this zone in the past. So I am going to be waiting for a deep push into this zone before looking for that potential downside movement. So that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you'll learn something from my previous setups and honestly analyzing all these new setups. This is Mike from CapitalHillFX. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button and I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.